So the event we have today fundamentally, morning, Mr. Akman, Armstrong, Nonye, everyone, good morning to those who dropped the comment. So today, the main event today comes up by 1:30 p.m. and that is the core CPI, the CPI monthly and the CPI yearly. So it's purely CPI. That's the only event we're having by 1:30 p.m. today. And I believe we're going to be trading that live. We'll communicate that to you, your WhatsApp group. Just make sure you're constantly checking updates in that group. All right. So let's look at now this event, since it's a major one, we will do the analysis better in the afternoon. Mostly it's even in the afternoon session. So I wouldn't want to waste too much time on that now, since it will still be done again later in the afternoon. So I'll go straight to the charts and we'll look at what is happening in the market today. Now the market actually has been in a range for quite some time, and that range is still very much on. But then the setup, I can see just to set up this morning. And one is the US oil. I was analyzing this instrument yesterday. I said that I'm holding that price is actually at a critical level. On one angle, if it breaks above this resistance zone, then with the falling wedge pattern, it means we're getting ready for a massive long-term bullish breakout on US oil. I even said it may lead to increase on the price of crude oil in Nigeria if that happens, not just Nigeria, globally. And I said if at all price also does not break above that support or resistance zone, there is a likelihood of a reversal. So we're just at a very critical level on the US oil. Now, the candle that closed yesterday, may not really call it a rejection candle, but it's obvious here that price did not break above that trend line, and it closed as the candle closed as a bearish candle. Let me zoom it bigger. It closed as a bearish. It's still a rejection candle. We still have a shadow a little longer than the body. Closed like a kind of a rejection candle on that trend line and on the resistance zone. So technically, we'll be looking for a downward movement in the US oil, on the daily time frame. We can switch over now to 4 hour and 1 hour. That can give us a clearer outlook whether we should expect that today or not. Now, on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour side to this, what I'm seeing forming here currently looks a lot like a head and shoulder pattern, which is expected to still drive price downwards. Now, the beautiful thing about head and shoulder or chart pattern generally is that the same way you find them on higher time frame, they can still be valid also, on a lower time frame. So whatever you say on 4 hour is still applicable even on the 1 hour. So I'll draw my trend line and draw a second one for us to have a very clear rising wedge pattern. So this is valid both on 1 hour and 4 hour. And this is the shoulder we saw on 4 hour head, second shoulder, and we're going to be anticipating a breakout downwards. So we'll need to put our attention closely on this instrument in the course of today. If I'll draw this trend line also as the neckline region. So we're going to be waiting for price to break out below the trend line, the upper trend line, and this lower one for us to look for an opportunity to sell the US oil. And for you to know that this is already crossing to the bearish zone, the RSI is currently, price broke. The RSI broke below 50 before. It's retracing at 50 now. We may experience a continuation later, and MACD is already below zero. So let's put our attention a lot on the US oil in the course of today. We only anticipate a breakout, to trigger a sell on the US oil. Now, for the benefit of those who might want to trade this anytime it triggers, as someone suggested yesterday, I'll give the Fibonacci levels so that can guide you as to what profit taking level you can look out for. All right, so if it breaks out, you may be looking at taking profit at Fibonacci 50 and 61.8. Please take note, I did not say you should place a sell now. It should not yet a mature signal. This is a futuristic guide. All right. So that is 50, Fibonacci 50 and 61.8 can be used as the profit taking level. So wherever the price breaks out, you can target those two levels as your profit taking level. And Fibonacci 50 is at 63.211, and Fibonacci 61.8 is 62.482. Those two levels can be used as our profit taking level. So we're bearish on the US oil. And the other one, like I said, I have just two instruments I'm checking, is the New Zealand CHF. Now, this US oil again is on 1 hour. It's effective both on both 4 hour and 1 hour. So anyone you choose, it's very okay. So the second one is the New Zealand CHF. And it's part of the instruments I analyzed yesterday. You might be, seeing the breakout happen today. All right. So if we take it back to the higher time frame from yesterday, you can see that price is trading at a resistance level and the descending trend line on the daily time frame. And on the 4 hour, we are seeing a rising wedge pattern. I believe it should still be effective on 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour is quite big. Okay, well, we still want to use it. It's still okay. It's still okay. So we have a rising wedge on 1 hour, and we're anticipating a breakout. Price is very close to the lower trend line. So we're going to be anticipating a breakout downwards on this instrument to trigger a sell. RSI is already below 50, and we're waiting for our MACD. Okay, MACD is already below zero also. Okay, so what we're just waiting out for is the breakout. And don't forget also there is a minor support zone here. So you want to wait for price to break out below the trend line and below that support zone before you trigger a sell. So we're bearish on the New Zealand CHF. And again, we'll be looking at taking profit on Fibonacci. Fibonacci 50 and 61.8. Those are the usual, take profit levels using Fibonacci tool. All right. So whenever price breaks out and you have a clear breakout, Fibonacci 50 can give you like 16 pips. Now, this is really not a so volatile instrument. And Fibonacci 50 is at 0.49390. And Fibonacci 61.8 is 0.49288. And that will give you about some 25 pips. So 25 pips is possible on the New Zealand CHF. All right, so that'll be all from my end this morning. Watch out, two instruments have given us the analysis with a very high probability level, and that's the US oil, which were bearish on 1 hour, and the New Zealand CHF, on which were equally bearish on 1 hour. All right, so I'm seeing some requests where I'll try to attend to them. GBP, AUD, GBP, JPY, okay. After which we'll close this session. So let's check for GBP, AUD, and GBP, JPY. For GBP, JPY, we can clearly see here that we still have this valid resistance on the 4-hour time frame. It's actually an extension of what came up on the daily, even on the weekly. Because let's just leave it at 4 hour. There's a valid resistance on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, please can you mute the device? In reality, this is a head and shoulder that is forming on the 4 hour. And we may, I've said it that I've always held the bearish outlook on JPY, even though the whole of last week the market did contrary. But then yesterday there was a news, I think, I can't remember the name of the news now, which led to this massive bearish breakout. And we can see some retracements, and we should be expecting a continuation downwards. So it's still a head and shoulder, and we have to await the breakout downwards, possibly in the course of today, still in the, okay, today is Wednesday. Well, anyhow it happens, we still hold that bearish outlook, but then we want to wait for price to break out below this lower trend line, let it break out completely below this lower trend line before you trigger itself. So it's still a bearish setup on DVG, where no trade yet. Please take note, the market is not so in the last like 1 week, we've been having a lot of instability in the market. So any trade, you must be very, very sure, you must have a high probability. Don't just jump into a trade without clarity. So we need to wait for a clear breakout on this one before you take a sell on it. That's for the person asking about GBJPY. And next is the GBP. So I'm bearish on GBJPY, and GBP is the next one. Now, for GBP like I mentioned this to somebody asked about this yesterday, and I said for me, I want to wait for price to test this higher low and experience a bounce. Except if price breaks below it, even if it's going to break out, but price must touch that higher low first. And as at this moment, price has not touched it. So I can't give any view on it yet. Price is not touching that trend line yet. So in reality, if you go on let's go on the monthly time frame, my analysis of this instrument is a long-term bearish. But when a setup is long-term, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. That's not for quite some time now. Market seems to just be taking its time, not ready for that massive long-term bearish movement. Why do I have the long-term bearish movement? 2 months back, the month closed as a rejection candle on a resistance level on the monthly time frame, and on the weekly, it's the same, trying to form what looks like, it's not a perfect one, but it's trying to look like a head and shoulder, which will lead to a big breakout. Okay, take it out to the daily. On the daily time frame, if you are to see it as a head and shoulder, then two things will happen. Price will drop to touch that trend, like I said, and bounce, or breaks. And price has not yet touched that level yet. So there's nothing we can do around GPAUD at the moment until price touches, that first trend line. That's the trend line of interest for now. Until it touches it, then we'll know whether it's bouncing into the bullish direction or is breaking into the bearish direction. So there's nothing to do with that instrument for now until that happens. USDJPY and gold. Now, like the dollar pairs, I want to be careful any analysis now because I CPI in the afternoon to change the course of the markets. And it's not until the news is released before the dollar can get influenced. Anytime there's a major event, the market gets influenced. But at the moment, for USDJPY, price is trading around the resistance level. So it all depends whether it's going to break it up or down, but trade with caution. Then CPI in the afternoon. On the morning of major dollar-based events, it's not really advisable to trade those pairs until the data is released because the rumors about that event will affect the outcome of your trade. So except you're already on the draw on a running trade, On the morning of major events, just avoid taking any trades on the major pairs so that you don't end up with surprises. But at the moment, USD is just trading around the resistance level. If it breaks out upwards, maybe that could lead to a buy, or if it reverses downwards. But nothing too clear about it at the moment. So the way it works in market in trading generally, a lot of money is made in trading when the market is trending. When the market is trending, that is when it's going in one direction for a period, either bullish or bearish. And a lot of money is lost when the market is ranging because then it's either buying or selling. So the best thing to do when you have a ranging market is stay out because there's no clarity. Once there's no clarity, one certain parameters you're looking out for is not so clear. The best thing to do in such instances is to stay out. Because otherwise, if you just want to force a trade, you might end up with losses. All right, so this is gold. And gold too is not so clear. There's no clarity as regards what gold is trying to do at the moment. Yeah, it's acting more like a support and support and this class. It breaks out bullish if not downwards. But then that's if there's no volatility to push it. The best thing is just stay out of this place for now until there's a lot of clarity until as regards the next move this instrument. All right, as a recap for those who are just joining us, we are bearish on the US oil and on 1 hour. You're welcome. And we're bearish on the New Zealand CHF also on 1 hour. Those are the two pairs that I can see with a high level of probability to take note of them in the course of the trading day. Okay, Euro JPY only lower. Let's check that. Now, Euro JPY, all right, so this is Euro JPY. On the weekly time frame, this instrument is having a resistance level on the weekly time frame. Trading at a resistance right there. This is the resistance on the weekly time frame. And on the 1 hour time frame, we're seeing the formation of a head and shoulder pattern. It's still forming. So it's still in formation. It's not yet complete. A shoulder, a head, a second shoulder. Then possibly you might experience a drop if that current candle holds. If it holds by the next 1 hour by 8 o'clock, we'll experience a drop. So if it's all things being equal on this one, I might give you a pending order. Price is able to break below the neckline, then you should see some bearish movement on the Euro JPY. That's the second. All right, so I'll drop a signal on this one now. So I'm going to be taking a sell stop order on Euro JPY. Euro JPY sell stop at 165.325. Take profit at 165.073. Stop loss at 165.510. All right, so I'll post it here right now. All right, so that's it for the sell stop order on EuroJPY. Trade with caution. Use the right lot size. But for one more signals, then you need to join our 5X group. That is the group where we drop, a lot of signals. That the goal is to help our clients to grow their account to 5 times the current or the initial, amount they have funded into their trading account. So if you want to be a part of the 5X program, reach out to your account manager. The account manager will guide you on how to get started. So I'm dropping it also in the 5X group. All right, so that's going to be all for the analysis session this morning. Like I said, watch out in the WhatsApp group. If you're having a live session for CPI today, we'll definitely communicate with you. And if that's going to happen, likely to be by 1:15 p.m. So make sure you are constantly checking your WhatsApp group. Like on the platform this morning, you don't have an account with PU Prime. That's not good enough. Go ahead straight away now and open a live trading account. Open a live trading account. How do you do that? Go to our website, www.puprime.com, to open a live trading, accounts. And you enjoy a lot from being a client to PU Prime, from, very world-class education on how to trade the forex market and many, many other, freebies that you get from PU Prime. All right, that's the end of analysis in the session. We'll see you again some other time. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful. Have a nice day.
You too, man.